Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and this is another episode of the world famous University Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. Ladies and gentlemen, we just call it Online Marketing Moves, and we are coming to you live today. Ladies and gentlemen, today is going to be a quick episode. We are going to discuss why you should not rely on one platform for your business. All right. Now, I was thinking about you people last night when I was out driving. I said, I cannot wait till I'm doing this full time. I cannot wait till we actually get to really know each other, hunker down, figure this whole thing out. This is what I was thinking about when I was driving down the road yesterday or last night. I was like, I like doing the podcast and, I like discussing it with my wife and I like discussing the affiliate marketing with like my brother and things of that nature. And it's very exciting. It's the most exciting part of my day, even though, yes, when I go to the job, I focus, because that's what you're supposed to do, be present, be accountable. And plus, I don't want to run anybody over. But for me, I will be very excited when I'm sitting here doing this on a full-time basis, So I hope you feel the same way. But anyway, yesterday I watched a YouTube video about this guy. He has 300 and something thousand YouTube subscribers, and he talked about how he woke up and his account was deleted. And I said, "Oh man," I said, "I hope he has a backup plan." And he said, "I don't think he had a backup plan, but he said he's like, follow me on Twitter just in case it happens again or whatever." But the point is, YouTube. It used to be YouTube probably would take anybody, and you probably could say what you wanted to say when YouTube first opened up. But a lot of times, this is how it goes. It's like Facebook now. Now if you do a Facebook ad, if you do an ad on Facebook and you put it in, you could make $10,000 a month. The chances of you getting that ad passed through are kind of slim. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, before, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even, you would they would easily take your money and be like, oh, post that ad. But now they're like, no, we're not doing that. We're selective, blah, 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 even though they let, all these people say anything they want to politically. But anyway, you know, um, so yeah, this guy said he woke up and they, deleted his account and then he had to try to write him or whatever. He said he got it fixed and all that. But the point is, get you make sure you have an email list. Make sure you have other ways to contact people. Do not let any company dictate your income. Do not let one company dictate your income. That is a major no. Okay? It's sort of like, I remember one time when I first moved to Atlanta and I had got my little apartment and I went to Comcast. I think this is before they start calling it Xfinity, but I went to Comcast and I said, I need cable, and then the lady said, do you want a phone? And I was like, I was kind of on the fence because I was like, I don't really want to be bundling, but then I was like, all right. I said, I don't have a lot of time, so yeah, bundle. And then I remember I missed a payment because I was out of town and I was like super busy with work and I was going back and forth. So I just forgot about the cable actually. And I remember they called me and they said, if you don't pay us, a certain amount by this time, we're gonna cut all three off. And I thought they kind of got me by the cojones, don't they? And so this is the reason why I really do not like bundling packages, because these people they make threats. And I don't know about you, but I do not like to be threatened. I do not like to be, really told what to do. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I do not like that feeling. And so I tell you, I use this podcast is of course, sponsored by Anchor, and I have a couple other. You know what? I have a. I'll tell you something. I was I was looking a few months ago to monetize, try to get more money with the podcast, and I wrote this place, and they was like, "Oh, you can use our ads," and then I thought, do I want to be one of these people that get a little steam and then just start flooding you out with with the commercials? And I said, nah, I don't want to do that for right now. We are still in the nice intimate setting. I'm not, because I used to listen to this wrestling podcast. I'll give you an example, and for you, like YouTube, yeah, I mean, YouTube is gonna show videos. YouTube is gonna show ads no matter what. So it is what it is. But those ads are quick, and you can, sort of just skip them ads after 5 seconds. But podcasting is because you listen to podcasts when you're driving or when you're walking and talking. So you're not really staring at the phone. So you don't really have access to fast forward, an awful lot. But I used to listen to this wrestling podcast, and I thought it was great. In the beginning, I'm like, man, this podcast is good because they told old stories about wrestling, and you know, I was like, this is amazing. But then it was like once they started getting real popular, and once it started getting out there, and the and the podcast took off, and then they just sort of hoard themselves out when it came to commercials. There was commercial like every 10 minutes. And not just like, hey, buy the Canon M50. No, it was blah 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 blah. But so when you want to, I mean, you do want to make money. We talked about this yesterday. We are running a for-profit business. Don't get me wrong, but certain situations, YouTube, yeah, if you get a following, you get a lot of subscribers on YouTube, I monetize the HE double hockey sticks out of it, because they're gonna make people watch ads anyway. Podcasts, I don't really know. I mean, we have the one ad a day, but you already know what it is. You know what I mean? It's Anchor. They just want you to, they're like, hey, if you want to start a podcast, hey, start it on this platform. So, that is what it is. But I just, I just don't want to browbeat anybody about, a whole bunch of commercials. But anyway, back to the story. This is why you do not rely on one. This is why you do not rely on one platform to make money, because at any point, Facebook, Twitter, all these places can shut you down. The way to go these days is, the podcast, videos, and all that stuff. But if you can control your own narrative, if you can control your own media, then that would be great. If you could get like an app or an email list, something like that, something that is in your hands, and you even have to watch your email list. Like when you start to get a big time email list, you might want to get a couple different email places to back the list up at, because I told you before, if you go to MailChimp will kick you off for just breathing. Okay, so MailChimp will ban you for anything. So you have to be careful about that kind of stuff. You just want to be, have a little paranoia when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like I know me, I'm like, I I think once a week I'm like, all right, where else can I go if Anchor was like, you know what, I'm tired of this guy. I just want to delete. I just want to delete. If they say we're just gonna delete a bunch of podcasts, and I'm like, oh, what can I do? I have them. I have the recordings saved on my computer. I have the episodes saved, so we can always take them to another place. Like I have them backed up, so that's a good thing. But you don't want to rely on the one source, because can you imagine you having 500,000 YouTube subscribers? You're making a pretty good living off YouTube. You're making $50,000 to $100,000 a year, and then all of a sudden, boom, the lights go out, and it's like getting fired from a job. It's like, and you depending on this job for the one income, and you're like, what the bleepity bleep, what am I going to do now? And you try real hard to fight back, and you try to, come back. I remember I used to follow this wrestling Instagram page, and they just got booted off one day. It was like, boom, gone. I'm like, oh man. And all they did was post wrestling posts. It wasn't like anything bad. And I don't know what happened. And then he said months and months and months. He basically had to fight to get his, page back. I'm like, this sucks. And this is why I do not. This is why I don't know, man. For me, all these tech companies, they can go they can go, fly a kite for for all I can say. Because as soon as they get put on, they're like, oh no, 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 we're big. Before they would, Instagram like, hey, take pictures of anything, post them, But now all of a sudden the guys, I'm sure he probably making a few bucks, making some scratch off his wrestling post, and doing a little ad post, a brand post, whatever, influencer post or whatever. And all of a sudden they're like, yeah, today we just feel like taking your stuff down, and boom, that's it. And it's like, man, F Instagram and F Twitter and, F all of them, me personally. But, we have to use them. This is the world we living in. We have to use them, but don't rely on them. That's my whole thing. If I ain't preaching nothing else, I'll preach that. And I always preach creating content, because that's what you definitely should be creating content. But I definitely will also preach, do not rely on one thing, one person for for your income, because what's the point of, because you and I, we both say, hey, we don't want to work jobs. We want to be, we want to run our own business. We want to be entrepreneurs. We want to do this on a full-time basis. But what's the point of quitting one job when you fall into the YouTube trap, and now you rely on the one YouTube for your income? It's the same thing. So, don't fall into the traps. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. That's it for the episode. We'll be back tomorrow with the all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, this has been my soapbox this week. Tell a friend to tell a friend, because, ladies and gentlemen, this is the best podcast when it comes to affiliate marketing, when it comes to online marketing. We give it to you straight, and yeah, the more people should listen, because, like I said, this is the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. All right. But ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today. Hope you have a nice evening. Have a nice weekend. Don't forget to listen tomorrow. Listen Sunday. We'll be hitting it up. Sunday is Mother's Day. Go out there, give your mother, your wife, or whoever, a nice gift or something. All right. But ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That being said, my name is Tony Zano. This is Online Marketing Moves, and we will see you tomorrow. And as always, everybody, peace.